All right, so we'll use this next think, pair, share again as another example of just straight using your calculator to get the line of regression, the calculated mean point, x bar, y bar, as well as the correlation coefficient. Um, so you see I didn't leave any space to kind of sketch things out, okay? Um, so let's look at using both the Texas Instruments and the NumWorks calculator. So here's our data set. Um, so the third exam, so we're looking for a correlation between a third exam score and a final exam score for students in a statistics class. So this first row, this is going to be our X data, and the second row is going to be our Y data. So what we need to do for both calculators, and I've done already to kind of shorten the time, is to put the data into the calculator itself. So remember, with the the Texas Instruments calculator, you want to put it in the list editor. So hit Stat, go to Edit. Okay, list 1 is my list of X values. List 2 is my list of Y values. So third exam scores, final exam scores. With the NumWorks calculator, you want to go into the regression app. Okay, so the regression app, and under the data tab, X1, so these are our X values. These are the third exam scores, and Y1 is the final exam scores. All right. There's that. So the next thing we want to do is figure out X bar, Y bar. So let's switch back over to the Texas Instruments. And so in order to get X bar, Y bar, the calculated mean point that the line of regression will go through, we need to run two variable stats. So to get to two variable stats, we'll hit the Stat button, go to Calculate, and go down to two variable stats and hit Enter. Okay, list 1 is our list of X values. List 2 is our list of Y values. Third exam score, final exam score. We'll go down to Calculate and hit Enter. And there you can see X bar is 69.181818, and Y bar is 160.454545. Okay, so that's our ordered pair. The line of regression will go right through that point. Now, to get that on the NumWorks calculator, what we want to do is we want to go up to Graph. And I guess one way to get it, let me do this first, is we can go just to the Stats tab and click OK. And the first row is the mean. So here, the mean of the third exam scores is 69.181818, just keeps going. And the mean of the final exam scores is 160.454545. So, same values on both. Now you can go to the Stats tab to get this information, but what I like to do is actually go to the Graph tab, and let's see here. All right, I think we have to wait until we go into the regression tool here. So what we need to do is click up until we get to these options, these graph options, go over to regression, click OK, and now we get to choose our model. So we want a linear model, which will be in the slope-intercept form. So it'll be y hat equals mx plus b. So we'll choose that. Okay, and here it gives us our x bar and y bar kind of right off the bat. And let's see here. I think if we scroll down, here we go. Now it gives us the equation for our line of regression. So we have a slope of 4.827 and a y-intercept now of negative 173.513 and some change. Okay, so here's the equation for our line of regression, and you'll see it says y hat. Okay. Um, all right, so um, so let's calculate that on the Texas Instruments calculator. So we'll come back over, and to do that, we want to go to Stat, go to the Calc menu, and we want the fourth option down, which is lenreg ax plus b. So I'll hit enter, and the X list, okay, that's our list of X values. That's our third exam scores is in list one. Y list, our scores, our final scores, that's our Y list. Now we're going to graph this, and I'm going to store this into variable y1 on this calculator. So I'm going to hit the vars button, go to y variables, the y variables menu. I want function, so I'll hit enter, and I'm going to put it in variable y1 on the calculator. And now when I hit calculate, all right, so it gives us our slope right here in front of the x variable of 4.827. That's what we got here, 4.827 on the NumWorks calculator. And we've got a y-intercept of negative 173.5, just like we have here, negative 173.5. Now, right here under linreg, this also gives us our value of r, which is our correlation coefficient. And so we will end up using this here in future sections. Let's get back to the NumWorks calculator and get this correlation coefficient. So coming back over here, if we go to the Stats tab now and scroll down, here's our correlation coefficient. It's 0.6630936. So you see it's the same number that we got on the Texas Instruments calculator. And on the NumWorks, if we scroll down a little bit more, it also gives us our linear regression model. It gives us the slope, which was this variable m, which is the variable in front of x, so that's 4.827, and our y-intercept, which is represented by variable b of negative 173.5. That's the same as what we had over there. Okay. So the NumWorks, we can, if we want to look at the picture of that, we can just go to the Graph tab. And if we want to see a picture of that here on the Texas Instruments, we need to check a couple of areas. So let's check Stat Plot to see if that's set up. So we'll hit the second blue button and the Y equals button. Okay, it looks like plot one is on, the rest of them are off. So let's go into plot one and look at the settings there. Okay, it's on. Scatter plot is selected, that's good. Our list of X values are the third exam scores, that's in list one. Okay, but if that hadn't been the case and we had to put list one there, remember we get list one by hitting the blue second button and the number one key, and that'll print L1 in that spot. List two has our list of final scores, that's our Y list, and we'll go ahead and plot it, each of those data points. We'll plot our scatter plot with these open squares that are going to be blue. So that looks good. And let's click on this Y equals, and you'll see that linreg ax plus b, remember we stored the linear regression equation in variable y1. So here you see in all of its, 10 or 12 decimal place accuracy glory down here with our y-intercept. So that's good to see that it's there. Now, if we want to see a graph of it, we can hit the zoom button, and we want zoom stat. So I could scroll down to 9 and hit enter, or I could just hit 9 on the keypad. So I'll hit 9. And there gives us our scatter plot with our line of regression going through it. And let's see here. If I hit trace, okay, this lets me go along all of these different data points in the scatter plot, because we're looking at plot one. Let me see if I hit down. Okay, if I hit down, now it's putting me on the line of regression. So we're looking at the equation y1 equals the line of regression slope plus the y-intercept. And I think I can just go right and left and kind of trace along that line if I want to. Okay, so I've shown how you can get all the variables that you need. You can get the mean point, which is x bar, y bar, that's a calculated value. You can get the line of regression formula, the equation for the line of regression that splits, that is a best fit to the scatter plot data. And we can get the correlation coefficient for both calculators. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.